Hey, Shalom, Hakim Shalom. Hey, it's brother Ariel from GMS Tampa Bay 12, the GMS 13 Rules Shabbat. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Call Elohim La Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Bashem Racham Kodash. Double honors to you elders and to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Salute to you brothers out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to all your sisters out there that listen in meekness, quietness, and humbleness. And again, it's your brother Ariel from Tampa. And it's here on the move, getting ready to head up to camp. And I wanted to just kind of put this little lesson together real quick before I get too far up there. You know, it's funny, man. The brother sent out that, I saw a lot of you brothers already seen it, man. A video with the Edomite, having a temper tantrum because he's going into slavery. Hey, man, it's ridiculous, but you know, something like that, it just shows you that they know that this is real. They know deep down in their spirit, these Edomites, they know deep down in their spirit that what we're saying is true, because there's no way they can refute it. All right, there's no rebuttal, okay, for the truth. Okay, so at this point, you know, in this point in the game, the only thing they can do is have a fit and have a mental breakdown. You know, it's hilarious. You know, damn, I can't take this motherfucker. But it's locked. Let me see if I can move this thing around. But yeah, man, it's hilarious because at this point, you know, the only thing they can do is vent to the camera. You fucking niggers. That shit isn't doing nothing no more, nigga. That doesn't hurt our feelings anymore. All right, you want to call us a nigger? All right, whatever. Just like when we call you a cracker, it doesn't hurt you, because the only thing that does is just remind you of a time when you had slaves in land. Calling you a cracker. Okay, so you want to call us a nigger? Hey, that doesn't do anything to us anymore, because we understand that those days are over now, and the new niggas on the earth are you so-called white. All right, the worst of the heathen, the basest of men. And that's really sad how that man was acting. Yeah, he may have just been a teenager. I mean, he's acting like a 15-year-old, 15-year-old or something like that. But you know, wow, has the mighty have fallen. You know, this is the man that made the earth to tremble. That man right there, he looked like a nun. Why was he dressed like? He looked like he was a nun or something. I don't know if you're just wearing a hoodie or whatever, but it looked like he was dressed like a nun. The whole thing was confusing. But the point of the matter is that they know that there's nothing they can do about it. And if they really believed in the Bible, like a lot of the Edomites say that they do, then there's no argument against it, because everything that brothers say comes directly out of the scriptures, whether it be about their destruction, about their imminent captivity. There's nothing they can say about it. You know, this is the man. Now is the man that made the earth to tremble. When you look at those weakling Edomites, those are the same people that dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay, and killed, you know, millions of people with that. They're the same people that start these wars with their deception. They're the same people that make these guns and go abroad taking land, dropping bombs, dropping missiles. Okay, it's not the so-called black man doing that. Definitely not the so-called Hispanic man doing that. You bastard. All right, and for sure it's not the so-called Native Americans doing that. All right, it's only one person doing that. And these other nations out there as well too. I mean, sure, they've done that wickedness, but they're not doing shit like that. They're not committing acts that heinous. That's how we know who the wicked is. We understand who the wicked is by his deeds. You know, so we can look at the so-called white man, we can see, all right, this man is clearly has the attributes of a wicked man. And the Lord says that, the wicked is ultimately going to be brought out of power. So it's beautiful, brothers. We're seeing it. We're actually in the days where we're seeing the downfall of a wicked nation. This is a beautiful thing. We're in the end. This is the end, brothers. We're alive to see it. The Lord has us here so we can see the downfall of our enemy, which is one of the greatest pleasures. To see the downfall of your enemy. That was pretty gratifying. I ain't gonna lie. To see that boy have a fit like that. That was pretty gratifying. But it's not enough until they're literally in chains. And that's what we're seeking for. We're seeking to see this man in chains. So there's still a lot of work left to do, brothers. We still have to continue to push this word. In the faces of our enemies in great boldness. In the faces of those that have afflicted us, oppressed us. As the scriptures say, that's what we have to do. So we're going to continue to do that no matter what. We're going to stand in great boldness in front of our enemy. And we're going to tell him to his face that his kingdom is over. We're going to tell him to his face that, go ahead and live it up. Live it up now. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. Because this cup that we've been drinking out of is going to pass over onto you. You're going to have to sip out of the cup now. You're going to have to drink the whole thing. All right, and that cup is that cup of affliction, that cup of slavery, hardship. And guess what? That cup is going to be double. So if you can't handle a little truth, wait till you handle the action. Wait till the Lord put you in the actual predicament where you have no choice but to handle it. You're going to melt. All we have to do is just continue. We have to endure. We've gotten this far, brothers. Under this man's rulership. Let's push it a little further. Let's get to the end. It's going to get harder too, because that's one man, that's one little boy with no power that's clearly upset about the fact that the Israelites are going to rule. The naggers, the fucking naggers are going to rule over them, the Edomites. But wait until like real powerful Edomites start losing their shit. We're gonna have to deal with some real persecution. Even that's a blessing. When you get persecuted for the sake of the Lord, the namesake of the Lord, that's a blessing. So as long as we can handle it and we can endure it and we can push through it, we can't do it on our own. We have to do it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. So if we can endure through the times that are about to come and the times that we're in right now, then guess what? We have something beautiful coming to us, which is the kingdom of heaven, rulership over the nations. And all the brothers that you've been laboring with, them brothers are going to be right there in the kingdom with you. And we can talk about this. We can talk about, the struggle and the fight, what it took to get to the kingdom of heaven. And we have people we fought alongside with. Imagine that, man. Imagine that, the day we, Yahweh Shai crowns brothers. Because you get into the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 2, it talks about, that man that was bigger in stature than all the other men amongst the saints, that was putting crowns on the heads of the saints. That was Yahweh Shai. That's a vision of Yahweh Shai that Ezra had. Imagine him coming to you next in line, he puts the crown on your head, you feel the power. And then, you know what, the next thing after that is just perpetual joy. Huh? How about that? This whole thing that we've been living, this thing is gonna be like a bad dream. It's gonna fade away like a dream. Like it says in Job, it just fade away. Same thing with Esau. Esau is just gonna fade away like a dream. Hey, it's we at the doorstep of this thing. And I know brothers like to say, oh, you know, can't wait, but we gotta wait. There's no choice but for us to wait. Because if you don't, if you say you can't wait, that means you've lost patience. We have to wait. I know it's just a figure of speech, and I say it all the time. But, you know, realistically, we have to wait. We gotta be patient. And every time we see a little sign, we have to give praises to the Lord. That's a little sign right there, that with that man, you know, having a temper tantrum. Talking about niggers, you fucking niggers. I fucking hate niggers. That's beautiful. What's he really gonna do? A guy like that needs to be locked up. Esau needs to find that guy and lock him up. He's a what's the word I'm looking for? He's a threat onto society. You can't have somebody like that roaming around the streets, going to school and stuff, working in a public sector. You gotta get him out of there. You gotta lock him up. He's dangerous. What if a gun fell into his hands? What if a gun fell into his hands and he came across some black people after being enraged like that? He might kill him. You gotta take him out. You gotta get him out. You gotta lock him up. And low key, that's how all you Edomites are thinking. You're thinking the same thing. You just may be a little more composed than that. But when you Edomites start losing your composure, your horns are really gonna start showing. I'm talking about you elite. Because what's gonna end up happening is that you're gonna open up shop. You say, you know what? How's it Revelation 12 and 12? For some reason I can't think of how it's worded right now. It's probably not wise for me to read it, but you know what I'm talking about. 2 Corinthians 12 and 12. How's it go? Let me think of it. But basically, you know, it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna basically drop the hammer on Israel. And they don't care how wicked they look in the eyes of the world. They have no choice but to show their wickedness, their final form, if you will. Esau gets into his final form, man. Yeah, man. We know we out of here. And that day is coming soon. That's when you're gonna see the concentration camp. That's when you're gonna see the martial law troops. That's when you see the Constitution being done away with. The hell with all that shit anyways. But when you see that shit happen, then you know that we don't have much time left here. And the Lord is about to make his grand entrance onto the planet Earth to save the elect, his people. Not everybody, his people. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, the great millstone who rule and teach well. Salutations to you brothers out there pushing this word, truth and sincerity, whether you be by yourself or whether you be with the brethren. And you pushing the sound doctrine, may Yahweh Bashem Yahushai be with you. With that, I say shalom to the elect.